Yeah, absolutely. So, as Mary says, our focus again throughout this series is really just to explore how the AT tools here at Avantito can be, I suppose, meaningfully matched to student needs. And we're always very aware that there are other assistive technology tools in the assistive technology landscape. So, our emphasis is really on how our assistive technology tools can be used individually and can also work together cohesively. So, they really can complement each other. They can offer like a seamless student-centered experience really, and can be used across different academic needs, different academic tasks. So really our tools, we see them as not just assistive, but really enabling. And Mary today will be talking you through and introducing you through Farah's needs, um, different pathways of support based on different aspects of her studies and different AT solutions matched to those. And I suppose I just want to mention as well that the solutions that we'll discuss, they aren't, a prescriptive set of AT support recommendations, but they really will just illustrate how these products can be mixed and matched based on the testimony that Farah would give to a needs assessor, for example. So Farah has sickle cell anemia and retinopathy. So I'll hand you over to Mary.
Great,
Thanks,
thank you,
Mary.
Michelle. Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning if you're thinking, oh, I wish they would discuss this particular disability, or a student, maybe you've come across a student who has quite a rare combination of disabilities or something that's a bit different, and you'd be interested in sharing that. And so we can talk about assistive tech that would help that kind of student. That'd be really great. So just let us know. We'd love to listen to your views or hear about your experiences of specific students. Obviously, not sharing their names or where they're studying or anything, but just like we're doing with these personas, just what course they're studying and their key challenges, and then we can have a chat, can't we, about what AT would help. So yeah, please do that. We'd welcome any suggestions instead of us coming up with them ourselves. Although Michelle, you're using actual real students, aren't you, for these personas? They are actually students you've come across, aren't they?
They
Uh,
aren't actual students, but what they are is they're, combinations of disability types that I've come across over the years,
I see.
things like that. Yeah. So while they're fictional, they do represent, I suppose, real life examples. Yeah,
I
yeah,
see. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so Farah, her main challenges, to very, very basic, is being able to see things clearly and looking at things on a screen, and also her tiredness and likeliness that she might miss some of her lectures, some of her course. And that's because of her sickle cell anemia causing like fatigue and that kind of thing, and also a bit of pain. And also retinopathy. Is that how you say it? Retinopathy. Um,
Retinopathy, yeah, because the
well,
sickle cell,
retinopathy. Oh, you
yeah,
see,
yeah.
you know all these terms, Michelle, that I don't.
Yeah. So what happens with sickle cell anemia is that the red blood cells become sickle shaped and they get sticky and they're inflexible, and that can actually affect the retina in the eye as well.
Oh, right. So they
Yeah.
often are like together,
Yeah, absolutely. Co-occur. Yeah.
co-occurring. Oh, I see. Oh, see, I'm learning things too about different disabilities. Yes, so we need to be having a think about what assistive tech will help Farah with looking at things, looking at document, reading, of course, and also with anemia, sickle cell anemia, and she's going to be feeling tired. She's going to be having bouts of real terrible fatigue, which means she can't attend lectures. She might miss lectures, or her memory might be affected because she's tired, and concentration as well. So we're going to have a think, and we're going to look at three different parts of her studies and which tech we think might be a good choice for Farah. So we'll move on to the option A. As with the previous time we did this Personas series, um, we're we're very aware that you have to ask so many questions to the student to totally find the most appropriate tech for them. No point in like recommending 10 pieces of tech. They'll end up not using any of it. So really got to focus on what are their key challenges and what specific area of study is going to be is giving tech is going to have the biggest impact. I think that's worth considering.
Mm.
But you
Yeah, and that's really where a
watching your
demonstration comes in as well, Mary, isn't it? A demonstration of the
yeah,
software. Yeah. So if
yeah.
anybody does need licenses, we'll be able to
Yes,
help
yes, we
with
can. We
those.
can give
Yeah.
licenses, and we've got little videos as well. If you maybe short on time, and you want to just quickly show them just an idea of what they do, so you can watch those through our hub. And then, of course, it's really nice to be able to show them a live demonstration, isn't it? Did you find that a live
Absolutely.
demonstration showed gave them a bit more of an idea rather than a video, or
Absolutely.
both?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It shows them those kind of key wow moments. If a student is struggling with a particular area, I think it really gives them, that inspiration that this is really going to help with that
Yes,
difficulty that I've just told you about. Yeah, absolutely. To show them those
yeah,
wow moments. Yeah.
yeah. So when we're looking at the reading and writing area for Farah's studies, well, she's studying medicine, which is very well. All degrees are challenging, but yeah, studying medicine, and she's got difficulties with visual strain and reading small or dense text. So it's straight
Mhm.
away obviously she's going to need some text to speech solution. Now we have text aid, of course, and that will be particularly useful for her because you can change the way any document looks, so she won't have the problem of tiny writing or small spacing or even a white background. If that didn't suit her, you can change that in text mode and text aid on any document. So that's going to be a useful resource for her. And of course, she can listen to the text instead of having to read each word herself, which is going to help with those days when she's feeling really tired. She can sit back and listen. So that's going to be less fatiguing than having to read it herself, especially all those medical words. Now we've got some of the tech with blue around, but we've also got the like yellow as well. Michelle, do you want to explain why we've got two different colours this time? Change things up a little.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As I was saying, as we just introduced the session, these aren't prescriptive recommendations. So one student with these particular disability types might just suffice with text aid, but somebody else might have, longer periods, maybe in hospital, might have more traditional academic text to read and might say, oh, actually, the scan marker pen would be helpful for me too. So it might not be suitable for one student, but it would be suitable for another. So the ones in the yellow or the orangey color are those kind of optional extras, if you like. I know particularly with any of the funded support recommendations, particularly DSA, where you have to be really careful about not over recommending that, not all students may need the exact same combination of AT. So these ones are just
Yeah, and
optional extras, if
especially
you
like
like.
with the course she's doing, she's doing medicine. She might be on placement, and then
Yeah.
having a scan marker with her will be
Hmm.
useful for, of course, having things read, especially if it's tiny writing, but also within scan markers she can record like audio, can't
Hmm.
she, as well, which would
Yeah.
be useful,
Yeah.
especially if she's tired to think, oh, I don't want to, try and find unlock my phone and try and find a place to note something down. She could just click and record. It's simple.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in hospitals, they may not be allowed to have their phones with them on the wards
No,
and things like that sometimes. So something like
no.
a scan marker might be really helpful for placement.
Yeah, yeah, I think it would. And also, like, thinking about medicine, especially, of course, it's like
Mm.
the medical version. That's going to help her with her fatigue, isn't she, when she's
Yeah.
typing her essays and things, using the medical words, which are challenging for everyone. But if she's feeling tired, trying to remember how to spell all those words,
Mm.
and there's word prediction as well, which is the key thing. It's going to be predicting those medical terminology for her. And you can choose
Yeah.
specifics in Light Key so she can select which area of medicine she's studying at that time, and it's more likely to predict those words for her, really going to be helping. vocabulary there.
Yeah.
Like,
And of course, Light Key Medical isn't impacted by those changes to the DSA funding guidance either. So
no.
Light Key Medical can
So,
still, be recommended where you don't have to go through that exceptional case
oh, which
process.
is easier.
Yeah, and even though we've mentioned Dragon there, sometimes, Light Key might be a sort of a lighter touch solution using Light Key Medical. Help her to catch up as well, because it'll be a lot faster for her. So if there's periods of illness, it'll help her to catch up on those writings. So,
Yes, yes, that's
if a
true.
student again didn't want maybe, get on well, if you like, with any kind of voice recognition like Dragon, speech to
Yeah,
text, Light Key Medical would be a really good option there.
yeah, it would all depend on which she wants,
Uh,
she prefers to use. Like
mm,
with Dragon, she wouldn't have to look at the screen, would she? So
no,
that eye
no,
strain
no.
and problems with that is not going to
Yeah,
be happening because she can just relax, talk, and it types. But
yeah,
then she
definitely.
might want to use Likey. A little bit of
Hmm.
both.
Or
um,
both.
yes, yeah, and then the
Absolutely
study
fun.
key. Like study key is really great for
Yeah,
those kind of courses that you're out on placement, which she will be, for helping with memory. You know, if she's feeling tired, she might think, oh, I can't remember where that ward is or what you call that particular disease or diagnosis, and she can have all of those little um, things, information, all within her study key, can't she? And it's on her
yeah,
phone, so if she's allowed to use her phone on placement, it's all there for her. Yeah, we like reassuring her.
yeah. And even if there was a little bit of a worry from a student about, I have these periods of illness, using something like Study Key, you can help you to stay on track, but you can also see your progress, which might just be, a little bit more motivating. That, yeah, I
Yeah,
am actually getting through the work, so Study Key might be good there too.
yeah, because she can reflect, can't she, each day,
Yeah,
like how she's
yeah.
feeling, and because it might feel like
Mhm.
she's not doing very well at all, and then she could look back and think, oh, actually, last month it wasn't so
Yeah,
bad. I
I'm
was
catching
okay.
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
yes. Oh, and then there's pro study with the reading and writing. Oh, that's like so helpful because when she's doing her all that research, she doesn't have to be copy, paste, put it in, and then
Mm,
remember where she got all the information from for referencing. ProStudy does all that for her. So it's going to automatically reference everything she captures. She can capture pictures, text, uh, like diagrams, all using ProStudy, both on her phone. So if she was at hospital, she could even use it there.
mm,
So yeah, that's why web apps might be useful for her if there is a chance that she might not be able to access her computer. She might be doing things
mm.
on her phone. It's really useful, isn't it? Because you can use it in the same
Yeah,
way. So
absolutely. Especially with placements. So, some students may have their own, iPads or tablet devices too, so they could be used. And again, most of this software, it's web-based, isn't it? So it can be used on
yeah,
multiple devices.
yeah, yeah. And then iView, or she can
Mm,
watch a load of just short little videos to help her use all this tech really effectively. And there's also a section in iView all about well-being or with breathing and meditation, that kind of things, which I think would help her too. So,
mm.
right, I'll move on. Been taking a long time on that slide. So, yeah, another area that she would think she's going to be finding challenging is the organisation and placement. So is that's like on placement, which we have talked about, haven't we? Her course, how she's going to be out and about at hospitals and things. But like we've just this moment mentioned, that's when web apps are really useful because they can be used in the same way on all devices. So
Mm,
that's a useful thing. And she could be listening to text documents and things on her phone through text aid if she needs to. So that's useful. And then we have got IVI notes in this section. Now, IVI notes is, if you don't know what that is, it is voice to map technology. So if she's in a lecture and she's really struggling with concentration because she's so tired due to her sickle cell anemia, um, she could just click record in her IVI account, and then it's going to be magically making a mind map of the content of that lecture. So she doesn't have the worry of thinking, oh, I'm going to miss all of this. I can't concentrate. I'm not going to really learn from this. It's a waste of time. May as well not be here. Well, she's going to be more motivated. It's going to use AI to structure the lecture. So I'm not going to bring in extra information from that. It's not that kind of AI. It's the AI that is used effectively, in my opinion, to use the content to help with study. It's going to help her organise all the lectures so she can reflect from the big picture to the details really effectively, and reduce her anxiety about missing and information in lectures due to fatigue. So yeah, Ivy would be a really useful tool for her. And the other, I think the other solutions we've already talked about, and it's just going to be useful while she's on placement as well as when she's reading and writing at university. So yeah, we'll move on because time is against us. Right. So yeah, the third area, option C, is the note taking, and audio and catch up. Is the catch up because she might well miss content of her course because of her illness? Is that what it is, Michelle?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where things like, Dragon will be helpful. You can just dictate your work. The OM system, so good example of where you can have, alternative pathways of support, because if you know it's really excellent for note taking, but if the difficulty sort of runs into practical, the OM system could be recommended with Ivy Notes because it's supporting that practical element. So Farah could take notes and then they could be transcribed using Dragon. So again, that's an example of where things can be used together, that kind of cohesive package of support. So again, one student, you might recommend just Ivy Notes for them for note taking, but Farah, for example, has that very, high practical element. So you could, particularly for DSA, you have to be careful of duplication of support, but the OM system would be for a different reason. It would be for, recording those personal notes. Obviously, you can't record, clinical settings, but recording those personal notes, maybe supervisory sessions, recording those with permission from your practice supervisor, then having that all transcribed with Dragon, and then checking back your work with text aid, having it proofread.
Yeah, and it's
It's just
interesting.
speeding up that output. Yeah.
I learned that last week that with the OM system recorder, they have with some of the models, and I need to double check which ones. They have that you can add a PIN code, so that if it was personal information, you could have it.
Be
Yeah,
very secure. Yeah, absolutely.
sure, yeah,
Yeah,
which would
that's a
be
good idea.
useful for health, like
Yeah,
environments
yeah.
in law and police and things like that. Yeah, they're really useful. So, yeah,
Really helpful. Yeah, or things like social care, any of those kind of ones where you have that clinical or practical element. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. And once those notes are transcribed, she could always add them to Learnable, couldn't she? Is that'll be why
Absolutely.
that's in yellow, because then she could add that content so she can learn it in different styles, couldn't she?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Learnable's a really, really good one, isn't it? Learnable.
Yes.
Because you can have those, as you said, those customizable features, and you
Yeah.
can put in any, those kind of bespoke or unique challenges that you're facing. And it can be really, really helpful there
Yeah. And it's
as an
not just
optional sort of study aid. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it reminds, I think it's a really great way of reminding students you can learn in lots of different styles. It's
Mm,
not just a
yeah,
reread through your notes to learn it. That's not
yeah,
effective for many people. But with Learnable,
yeah,
you've got all kinds of things, flashcards and funnel method,
yeah,
read a
yeah.
minute, write a minute, all those different methods to help.
Hmm.
So Learnable, yeah, is really effective at learning. And of course, um, well, although I'm sure many students do leave this until like just before their exam to revise, Learnable, it really should be an ongoing process. You're learning all the time throughout the year, but
Hmm.
that would be just the perfect student, wouldn't it, rather than what really happens. But yeah,
Yeah,
it should be a working, like a working document, as it were, like with Learnable. Keep adding the content, and then it makes revision much easier and more fun.
yeah. Minimal effort, absolutely, with
Totally,
Learnable. Yeah,
totally.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's Farah. I'm not doing too badly with the time, Michelle. Been okay. So yeah, Farah with her difficulties with reading like text on the screen, and visual strain, and the fatigue that comes with having sickle cell anemia. There's loads of tech that can help her. So hopefully that's been useful. Please get in touch with any suggestions of personas. That would be really great. We're back again same time tomorrow for should we take a look? We're looking at Tasmin. Tamsin even. That's my dyslexic brain, isn't it? Tamsin. Yeah, and she has long COVID and depression. So we're having to think about what would help her while she's doing her fine art degree.